in a world of like fake Rolex watches and wannabe rich people and all this stuff, when a woman goes on a date, they don't know if they're with a rich man or a poor man. A man's got it together or they
Exactly.
don't.
Exactly. I had
So,
those.
yeah. So we're going to talk about these guys and these situations on these dates that kind of went one way or the other.
And I know some of y'all can relate to this too.
Up next.
Welcome to the Kiss the Frog Show.
Welcome to Kiss the Frogs. If you're new,
My name is Shulak.
and I'm Ed. And
This is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, but we try to educate you as we go through these stories.
Helpful entertainment. These stories, most of them are true. Some of them were provided. We're not sure. And anything that we get in from you guys as the viewers, we will mask the names and all that. We'll get to that later at the end of the show, how you can share your story. But today, we got an interesting one. It is rich man, poor man. Which is it? Now, just to let you know, I used to have a friend who coined this term, which was so funny. Now, he used to say, "Oh, there's a lot of 30,000 millionaires out here."
Yeah.
I guess, and today with all the inflation, maybe 50,000 now are millionaires. And what that meant was like there'd be guys that would make a decent living, maybe under 100,000, whatever it was, something to get by for themselves. But on the weekends, they would rent a Porsche, have a fake Rolex, and go out on clubbing looking like they were, had $1 million or many millions.
Right.
But anyhow, so these
I get
dating
that.
stories today are going to be something similar in terms of what is this guy? Is he rich man, poor man? What is going on here? So without further ado, Shrak, are you ready for these stories?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, story number 1 is called The Luxury Illusion and the Declined Card. Well, that kind of tells you that right there, right?
Exactly. Man, you already gave it away.
I know yes, but we'll have to see how this all leads up. Okay, so when Vanessa matched with Trevor, she thought she had finally cracked the code. Trevor's profile screamed money. Photos in front of luxury cars, and I'm talking more than just one car here. Designer sunglasses, like the Versace, Gucci, that type of stuff. A watch that looked expensive enough to have its own security detail, probably with the bling bling on it. His bio said entrepreneur, with no explanation, which Vanessa took as mysterious, but not concerning. Their conversations matched the image. Trevor casually mentioned international travel, business dinners, and investments. He called her classy. He used words like curated and portfolio. For the first date, Trevor insisted on an upscale steakhouse downtown. Only the best, he texted. I don't do casual.
I hear that.
See, this is why. No, I got to take a pause there. See, this is why women think that's going to be a whole other story. Is the guy should pay for the first date. That's another whole. Okay, we'll get that to another story. Vanessa arrived dressed accordingly. Nervous but excited, Trevor showed up 10 minutes late but confident, wearing a blazer over a graphic tee. Red flag, but a small one. Remember I talked last show about small ones, big ones? That's a small one. They sat down. Trevor ordered without looking at prices. "I'll take the ribeye," he asked, medium rare, and top shelf whiskey. Vanessa ordered modestly. Dinner started smoothly, but Trevor talked a lot, mostly about money he used to have. I almost bought a property in Miami," he said. "Almost? Yeah, timing thing. Then I used to drive a Lamborghini." "Used to?" I downside. I'm a minimalist. Vanessa nodded slowly. When dessert menus came, Trevor waved them away. "We're good," he said. "Let's wrap it up." The check arrived. Trevor grabbed it confidently, pulled out a sleek black card, and handed it to the server like a movie scene, The server returned. "Sir, your card was declined." The table went silent. Trevor laughed loudly. "Oh, yeah, that happens sometimes." "Try it again." The server tried again. Declined. Trevor's face tightened. Okay, he said, pulling out another card. Back up. Declined.
Oh my goodness! I thought that one at least would have went through.
But Vanessa started, she stared at her water glass. The server whispered, "Sir, do you have another form of payment?" Trevor leaned in. "Can you run it for just half?" The server blinked. "That's not how that works." Trevor returned to Vanessa. "Hey, would you mind covering this? I'll Venmo you." Vanessa checked the total. $327.
Nope.
She paid silently.
Ooh.
As they walked out, Trevor said, "Banks are weird lately. You know how it is." She did not, in fact, know how it is or how it was. The next morning, he texted, "Had fun last night. When can I take you out again?" Vanessa blocked him and told her friend she'd gone on a date with a man who leased confidence and financed nothing.
Mm-hmm. That is
Wow.
not cool right there.
Wow. This is a good one because the last one we did,
Yeah.
and we talked about cheating and stuff, and it's hard to like learn from in dating, but this one's a good one. Let's get back to our talking points here.
Yes, this is a good one. And I know a lot of you out there be having these issues with these. I mean, in fact, the man, woman, everybody perceived to be, and even when you say fake Rolex, it could be a real Rolex or real, because I know people that's buy, but that's where all their money go. Like I remember, you get your whole check and you just buy one expensive thing and you're broke. But it doesn't have to be fake, but still, can you afford it is the question.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is, well, I've seen a lot. We talked about this before, and I see Mercedes and other dealerships starting to do this, but I think it's very smart. You see a lot of people, they buy a Mercedes or buy a BMW used, and they can afford it. Maybe it's, 20,000 or whatever used, but the problem is you can afford the car, but can you afford the maintenance on the car? Can you afford the parts? Very, very expensive. That's why a lot of times that these car dealerships will insist or try to get you into a maintenance plan. So at least know for the lease or for the short term, you have enough to cover the maintenance, because otherwise these cars just go right back because you can't afford it. People don't think of that. They don't think of the upkeep. Another thing is, let's face it, men and women. I'm not going to put women in one side because they have some men, they see like some money or whatever, and they're
I
like,
swiped right. You look exactly like your profile.
and they're hoping they see the money, and they're thinking, hey, I hope you look just like it, you act just like it, you got the money, but money isn't everything.
And that's exactly. And I'm going to give a story like when I was looking and I was swiping through. I see guys, they BMW, and those ones swipe. They showing off, and then all of a sudden, at once I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. You can tell they have money, but when you see someone with an expensive car, you don't assume that they have money. Assume why they broke.
Yeah, and
that's
then
where their money went.
And then the check comes to your. Can you pay this?
What? But you can't do this to me.
Exactly.
You know how much I sacrifice?
But I would have not paid that $327. I would have been like, you know what? Split this bill in half. But sometimes you can't do that. Like, I'm paying for mine.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I'm Venmo you. Okay, really?
That one was awful. So that's like going on a date, and let's face it, if the guy did have money, he would have Venmo'd her right away. And then he has the guts to say, "Oh, let's have another date." So it was right on. But he was trying to
that seems
pull
like
this
that could have been a
facade.
con artist too.
So let's talk about this next story. This one's a little bit different from the title. The penthouse that was a couch. I think we know where this is going to go.
Yeah, the title tells it all.
Marcus presented himself like a man who has arrived. His dating profile said real estate investor. His photos showed skyline views, champagne glasses, rooftop vibes. People are getting in there. Oh, yeah. Okay. He talked about building generational wealth and never settling. When he asked Jasmine out, he suggested drinks at his place. I've got a penthouse, he said. Amazing view.
I like
Jasmine
that.
hesitated, but curiosity won. Marcus gave directions to a luxury apartment complex. Jasmine pulled in impressed. This is pretty good. Cool.
Nice.
She texted him, arrived, and cool, he replied, I'll come get you. So Marcus walked out of the front door wearing slides, basketball shorts, and confidence.
Of course.
They rode the elevator together, except it didn't go up. It went down to the parking
basement.
garage. Marcus laughed. Ha ha, wrong button. Wrong button. Huh? They got out. Ashley said, I'm crashing with a friend right now. Temporary situation. Temporary turned out to be a one-bedroom apartment shared by 3 grown men.
Oh, Lord.
One roommate was asleep on the couch. The other was playing a video game shirtless. Marcus gestured proudly, home sweet home. Jasmine sat carefully on the edge of a chair. So she asked gently, where's the penthouse? Marcus shrugged. Spiritually here. He opened the fridge. Empty. Except for ketchup and one lonely beer.
Huh?
Marcus offered it to her. I don't drink, Jasmine said. He nodded. Respect. Then he asked if she mind ordering food. DoorDash doesn't recognize my card right now.
Doesn't recognize what kind of card.
Jasmine stared. So, what do you do for work? She asked. Marcus leaned back. I'm between things like money. One roommate yelled. Bro, did you pay the Wi-Fi? Marcus ignored it. He turned to Jasmine. So what do you think? She stood up. I think you're ambitious, she said politely, and I think you should stop pretending. Marcus looked offended. I'm just in a rebuilding phase. She smiled. Good luck with that. She left, blocked him, and realized something important. Some people don't fake being rich to impress you. They fake it to avoid admitting they're broke. I don't know about that. I think they know what they're doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yes.
All right. What do you think, Chirac? You're going to go first here.
Yeah, this was an interesting one, too, because he why would he say penthouse?
Yeah, that and take her to like a nice place and then go down to the basement. What?
Like, why?
I mean, come on. Now, that's a big red flag. They didn't mention red flags here, right? But that one is like a major red flag alert. The guy says he lives here, and now you're going. As soon as you walked in, she should have said, I'm sorry. I thought we were going to a thing. This is different from where I thought it was going to be. No disrespect to your living conditions, but this, because you weren't honest.
Thank you.
I don't feel that I should continue.
What is going on through his mind?
I need to leave. That's what she should have said. She should have just said, hey, I need to leave. You're not being honest with me. You should have just said, you're in between things. This is not the place I was going to go. It has nothing to do if you're rich or have money. You're just not being honest. And I feel very uncomfortable because now I don't know what is going to be real. I need to leave. But she was nice enough to even go in there and pretend. And then what guy does that?
But if you're thinking about it, you're going in the house with 3 other men. It's not even an apartment. It's down on the first floor. Like, really, what is going on through their mind? I would have never walked in. I'd have been like,
exactly.
I feel uncomfortable. You with 3 other men. Who knows what they could have done?
And who does that? Like, what guy thinks it's okay to say you live in a penthouse and all this stuff, and that's the best you can do? Like, he has not even money for DoorDash.
They don't recognize his car. He does have money. They just didn't recognize his car. Did you hear that part?
Yeah. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I don't know which, I forgot which button it is, but that's a bunch of, yeah. Oh, I got the right button. Okay. So, what I was going to say, so some guys, I can tell you why some guys do this. Yes, they might do it because they're trying to she said to fake to avoid admitting they're broke. That could be possible. I think the thing it is sometimes they feel that if a guy meets a woman because they want to be with the woman, if you know what I mean. And they think that they'll overlook it once they get to know the person's personality and all that stuff, that they'll pay for the food, or since they're already there, they might as well make the best of it.
But not the first date.
But people don't care. That's what they look at. They look at it as I got nothing to lose. I don't have anything. If I go on 10 dates with 10 different women, maybe one woman won't really care because maybe they'll find me attractive enough or whatever.
And this is how women think. if it's the first date, I don't have any feelings yet. Maybe if he would have probably rent something for, let me get my feelings in there. And maybe if I like start feeling attractive, then maybe I don't care. But, you got to have some type of, okay, being with that person for a certain amount of time. Let's just say he rented a penthouse for, let's just say a month, and he, just say hypothetically, and it's like,
Well, he has
okay.
nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He has nothing to lose. He has nothing. So he figures there's no harm in like, he can go through as many women as he can doing the same charade. If just one woman says, yeah, I'll pay, I'll hang out and buy you Grubhub or whatever.
No,
But you're right, though. But everybody's different. Sometimes that's why I like it when we talk about these catfishing things. Some people will show an older picture or show a different picture, and they're hoping that since the person invested time to show up, because I know I asked once, that they would just be okay with it. They're like, okay, well, I'm here. What's the difference? They're going to like me for me, even though they don't.
No, it's not.
And you see it in these catfish shows too, by the way. But yeah, it's crazy.
And and I want to say it on both ends. Be comfortable with yourself. Don't pretend something you're not. If you don't have it, say I don't have it. People will love that you are very honest instead of pretending to be something you're not.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Shrek, on both these stories, this whole topic of rich man, poor man?
Right, and that's the same thing. Go with the rich man, poor man. You didn't have to take it to that expensive restaurant. You know what I mean? Of course not McDonald's, but if you could have do the 2-for-1. Be familiar with that.
Yeah.
Or buy one, get one free.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I know it's hard because, men go through a phase, not all, because some are bums. You like when I say bums, right? But some are bums. But some guys, they do go through a period of rebuilding. And, a lot of times, I'm not saying, remember, everything we say is not totality, meaning in every situation. But women like it when a man has everything together. And not
exactly, and I agree. And
these are my final thoughts. Come on, now. Okay, come on, let me go back. I'll go back to it. Hold on.
I don't know if they'll finish my final thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll finish both those together.
No.
So anyhow, what I'm saying is that a lot of times, not all the time, that a woman, it's hard. They'd have to really have a lot of feelings and different things to have the guy start from nothing and have a good woman behind him and build it up, and that happens a lot. But unfortunately, people like it when the man at least has a little something to go on.
Exactly.
So that's a tough situation. So you either got to wait till you're building something. You should have at least something like to offer, but if you don't, it's a little difficult because it's role reversal. It's a little different. A man has something would take,
right. It's, for example, like I went on a date and this guy was like, "Oh, I have this and that." He had like 4 or 5 cars. I was like, "Wow, he is wealthy." Oh my goodness.
Till the cars were in a junkyard. Sorry, no go ahead.
Then I was like, "Oh, you have all of these nice cars and everything, Mercedes Benz, Lexus, and all of these." And then a beautiful home. I'm like, wow. But then he said something about, oh, yeah, I can move into your place. Why would you move into my place if you got all this? What the heck? Red flag.
I'm the caretaker.
Red flag.
Yeah, it's messed up. But so any event, yeah, Chirac said it perfectly. Be yourself always. There's always somebody for everybody. I know we need to talk about that. But there'll be somebody who accepts you for who you are and maybe likes your dream, or maybe who will come in with you and where you're at, or maybe will be your cheerleader and get you going to, maybe that's the right person you need to move forward. But if you start off, and we'll say this to her blue in the face on every show that we deal with like this, if you start off with a lie or deception, then that's just...
Exactly. And for instance, a lot of women, now some of them, I'm not going to say all, and men too, they support each other. Let's say I am a waitress, right? But I have other goals of maybe being a lawyer. I'm just going to throw that out there. If I got support from someone and they know I'm just a waitress and I'm only working part-time or something like that, at least I'm honest with them instead of saying I'm something I'm not. If you a waitress too, be like, but it's the future what matters, right? Like I'm a waitress now, but I'm not going to be a waitress, waiter. You're a waiter. I'm a waitress. A waiter forever. I'm just going to do this because I am thinking about applying to, med school or something like that, or even something like IT or anything. But at least they have some goals and you see some type of, effort of them applying. And so that's awesome.
So I'm cautiously optimistic.
Exactly. Exactly, but I just be optimistic, but just also look at those views because sometimes people might say stuff, and then if you see them just sitting in front of the TV all day playing games, then you be like, oh, hey, something is wrong here.
There's a lot of them out there. They get hooked on their video games. But anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
And please
Subscribe.
and share your story. You'd like to hear your story,
Yeah.
love story, or bad dating experience, good dating experience.
Romantic is awesome.
But we're
too.
not gonna share anything that's retaliatory against another person.
Mm-hmm.
That we don't do. That's not what it's all about. It's about sharing your experiences as you go on to kiss the frogs to eventually kiss your prince or princess.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely try to share. That'd be awesome. Your story, and we would perhaps read it in a future episode.
Exactly.
And with that, rich or poor, it's all about being yourself, finding love. Until next time, we'll see you on
Kiss the Frogs.
Kiss the Frogs.
Hope to see you next time on Kiss the